everybody, Colin in here, and today I will be doing with Deku was reborn as a slime, part 28. So, in the last part, I just basically covered the, well, first part of the training camp. Now, continuing the story, it would have been the end of that day, and after an entire day of training, Class 1A and Class 1B would have been, well, very tired. Them cooking themselves dinner and eating them as soon as they finish. As after they finish eating, Deku would have noticed that Kota is, well, not there. Him being confused since he believes that Kota has not eaten dinner yet. So he grabs a plate of food as he would try and find Kota. Him using ultrasonic wave and finding some of his footprints as he follows them. Him arriving at Kota's hideout, or well, the cliff. Deku and Kota having the same interaction as the anime, with Deku understanding that Kota is in a lot of stress. Him trying to find a way to let Kota release those stress. Him coming up with an idea. This is when Deku would have created his wings. Him grabbing Kota as he would have flown him high up into the sky. And after he went over the clouds, Deku telling Kota to open his eyes and look up. Kota doing so as he would have saw hundreds upon hundreds of stars. Him being amazed by the scenery he is looking right now, with Deku basically trying to cheer up Kota. Him saying that losing someone you're close to is normal, and that Kota should cheer up. Him saying that he speaks from experience. Kota being surprised as he would have said, What do you mean? With Deku basically having a flashback to the time where he is in the other world. Him remembering the original chief of his village, James and Harry. Deku saying, I mean, I also did lose someone that I'm close to. Kota seeing that he and Deku both lost someone that they're close to, he would have listened to Deku and cheered up. Deku asking Kota if he would like to go back down and, well, eat dinner. Kota saying that he wants to stay up here for a little longer, as after another half an hour, Deku would have told Kota that they really need to go back down now, since they've been gone for half an hour. Mandalay and Pixie Bob should be very worried about Kota. Them going back down to the base, with Mandalay asking Kota and Deku where they went. Deku just saying that they went up and looked at some stars. And just as Mandalay was about to scold them for leaving camp so late, she would have saw Kota smiling and laughing, her being confused as she would have told Kota to go to sleep. Him doing so now, it would have been the next day, as training would have been the same. Everybody doing the same thing they did the day before. So we will time skip to when it is nighttime, with everyone having to do the test of courage. It's beginning as usual, with Aizawa taking the ones that failed the exam into the base telling them that they have work to do. And remember, Kirishima did not fail the final exams, and he would have been paired up with Deku, as this is when Deku and Kirishima would have saw that the entire forest is engulfed in flame, more specifically blue flames. Deku would have used fog communication to contact Bakugo, him asking, Oi Kacha, what's going on in there? How should I know, Deku? I don't know. Maybe because you're inside the forest? Yeah, it looks to me to be a villain attack. Of course it is a villain attack. What else would it be? So, do you have a plan, Deku? Not yet, but for now, bring everyone you can back to the base. Copy that, boss. Huh, you actually call me boss. Yeah, well, shit. What? What happened, Kachan? I just came face to face with a villain that wants to eat me. Well then, Kachan, be careful on fighting that villain. Also, do not let your guard down. Of course I won't, Deku. Now, get off my head before you mess me up. Copy that, Kachan. Good luck. As Deku ends the call, Bakugo saying, I don't need your luck, Deku. Him charging in to fight Moonfish. Now, back over to the base, Magnum and Spinner would have appeared. Magnum doing the same thing he did in the anime. Him basically taking Pixie Bub hostage, while Spinner is, well, dialoguing, as Kirishima would have rushed in. Him punching Spinner across the face and saying, You talk too much, villain. Magnum seeing this, he would have tried to, well, kill Pixie Bub. But before he can do anything, Tiger would have rushed in and kicked him in the face, which would have sent him flying back. While this was happening, Mandalay would have told Deku that she cannot find Kota. Deku asking Mandalay what he said before he left, or well disappeared. Her saying that Kota went out to find something he lost, with Deku saying, I know where he is. Him running into the forest, as about 1 minute later, he would have immediately used Skate. Him running through the portal, as he would appear right behind Kota, who was about to be hit by Muscular, with Deku jumping in to kick Muscular in the face, this sending Muscular stumbling back, as Deku would have told Kota to get behind him. Muscular yelling, You are so dead, kid! Him activating his quirk and rushing towards Deku. Deku saying, Kota, run! As he charged up Thor's armor at 50%. Him also rushing in and towards Muscular, as both of them punch each other, with Muscular's punch going straight through Deku's head. Deku feeling nothing since he purposely let Muscular punch him in the face, or well, punch through his face. Deku getting closer to Muscular's face as he grabs it, him using fog communication to try and read Muscular's mind. While he was doing that, he is electrocuting Muscular, as he finds out that the League of Villains are here for Deku, and also Bakugo, him pulling his hand back and punching Muscular across the face, this knocking Muscular's eye out. You know his fake eye? Yeah, that one. As he puts on the other eye, you know, the red one. As Muscular would immediately activate his quirk again, this time covering his entire body in muscle fibers. Him trying to do the same thing he did to Deku in the anime, with Deku taking Muscular's attack head on. Him also upping his percentage on Thor's armor from 50% to 80%. As they clash with each other, Deku holding his own against Muscular, him starting to overpower Muscular, with Deku letting out a discharge of black lightning, this tearing Muscular's muscle fiber away, as Deku punches Muscular across the face with 100% of black lightning, him being sent flying into the mountain. Deku walking up to Muscular to check if he is alive or not, since he did use 100% of Black Lightning. Him seeing that, he kind of ripped Muscular's face off, or well, half of Muscular's face, And just as Deku was about to heal Muscular, he would have remembered that healing Muscular would have get him back into consciousness. With Deku smirking, him throwing a ball of healing slime at Muscular, this healing Muscular's, well, broken face as he wakes up. But before Muscular can do anything, he would have been covered in slime. Him hearing Deku say two words, have fun. As whenever Muscular opens his eyes again, he would have been in a dark place. Him being confused as he would see a small light. Him walking towards that light. And after walking towards that light for about 30 seconds, Muscular would have realized that that light isn't a light, it is a fire. And that fire is no regular fire. It is coming out from a humanoid. It revealing to be Ifrit. Because remember, Deku ate Ifrit and sent him to here to entertain Veldora. And since Deku released Veldora, Ifrit is trapped in here alone. But even though he's trapped in here, he is still aware on what is happening outside, since Veldora did think of Ifrit as his friend. He did teach Ifrit how to access Deku's, well, memories. Now, Ifrit seeing Muscular would have said, well then, I guess Izuku Midoriya didn't forget that I'm here. So, it's time to have some fun. Him lighting his hands on fire. Now, back over in the real world, Deku just ate Muscular. Him carrying Kota back to the base. And while he was going back to the base with Kota, he would have saw Aizawa. Him telling Deku the same thing he told him in the anime, as he would relay the message to Mandalay. Him arriving at the base and kicking Spinner in the face. Him dropping off Kota as he would have told Mandalay the same message. Mandalay using her quirk to tell everyone that they are allowed to use their quirks. Deku also telling Mandalay that the villain's target is himself and Bakugo, as Deku would use fog communication to try calling Bakugo. Him getting no answer. Deku being confused would have thought, damn it Kachan, I thought I told you not to let your guard down. Him rushing back into the forest. Kirishima shouting, Midoriya, where are you going? Deku using fog communication would have said, I'm going back into the forest. I think they got Bakugo. As before Kirishima can say anything else, Deku would have ended the call, him running into the forest. And while he was running, he would have used ultrasonic wave, him trying to locate Bakugo. But before he can locate Bakugo, he would have saw that there is a giant shadow hand going straight for him, with him ducking down and dodging the attack. Him being confused as he sees Tokuyami being devoured by Dark Shadow, with Dark Shadow again trying to hit Deku, with Deku jumping out of the way as he sees Shoji on the ground. Him running over and picking up Shoji, as he heals Shoji back to full health. Deku asking Shoji what happened, which Shoji would have gave the same explanation as he did in the anime. Deku knowing that Dark Shadow's weakness is, well, light, Deku, without thinking, would have charged up a fire blast. Him yelling, Flare! As he fires the blast of fire at Dark Shadow, this burning away Dark Shadow as it hits Tokuyami, as Tokuyami gets sent into a tree, him being burnt. Not heavily, but still got burnt, with Deku rushing in and healing him with his healing slime. Deku picking up Tokuyami as he runs back over to Shoji, him hanging over Tokuyami as he tells Shoji to go back to the base. Shoji still being confused and, well, shocked since Deku just used fire. Him saying, How did you do that? I'll explain everything later, but for now, get Tokuyami back to the base. It is not safe out here. But how about you? I'll be fine. There's still people inside the forest. They need help. I can help you. No, help Tokuyami first. As Deku runs off inside the forest once more, Shoji listening to Deku as he takes Tokuyami back to the base. This is when Deku would grow out his wings, him using them and flying up into the sky, or well, the air. Him again using ultrasonic wave to scan the area, him not finding Bakugo, as he remembers that he gave Bakugo a slime-infused wind gauntlet, with Deku using ultrasonic wave again, this time also using Analyze to locate his own, well, slime. Deku finding the signal as he goes straight for it. Now, let's say 10 minutes ago, Bakugo was just confronted by Moonfish, him and Todoroki rushing in to fight Moonfish, with Moonfish extending out his, well, teeth. Bakugo would have used his wing gauntlet to grab hold of those, well, metal teeth as he continues to run and get in front of Moonfish, him throwing an explosion right into Moonfish's face. This sending Moonfish flying back as Todoroki would use his eyes to trap Moonfish. But before Todoroki's eyes can reach Moonfish, Moonfish would have again used his metal teeth to get out of the way. Bakugo rushing in to try and blast Moonfish, as Moonfish seeing this would have used his teeth again to try and impale Bakugo, but this time Bakugo would just use his explosions to blast off those metal teeth. As he reaches Moonfish's face, he would fire an explosion into his mouth. Him using his wing gauntlet, he would have grabbed Moonfish in the air as he would smash him into multiple trees. And while he was smashing Moonfish through multiple trees, he would again use his wing gauntlet to gather most if not all of his sweat from his entire body into his, well, other arm. After that, Bakugo would have pulled Moonfish from those trees that he's breaking through right now, or should I say going through, with Moonfish stopping right in front of Bakugo. Bakugo would have plunged his hand into Moonfish's mouth, him saying, Die, bastard, as Bakugo would have fired a compressed nuke inside Moonfish's mouth, this leaving Moonfish unconscious. By the way, this would have actually killed Moonfish if Bakugo was using his full strength, but he's not, so that's why it only left Moonfish unconscious. Now Bakugo would have pulled his hand from Moonfish's mouth, him turning back saying, You see that half in half? That is how you defeat a villain. Him seeing that Todoroki is not behind him, him being confused as he gets a touch from behind his back, with the man saying, Game over. But before Bakugo can even react to what that man said, he would have been turned into a marble. Now, back over in the real time, Mr. Compress has just arrived at the rendezvous point. You know, the place where Kurogiri would open the portal? Yeah, that's the place. Dobby asking if Mr. Compress got any of the target. with Mr. Compress seeing that he got one of them, and as a bonus, he got Todoroki Shoto, or should I say Shoto Todoroki, him revealing those two marbles. Dobby telling Mr. Compress to give him the marble that contains Bakugo, which Mr. Compress does, him throwing the marble that contains Bakugo towards Dobby, with Dobby catching it, as whenever Dobby catches that marble, he would have saw something flying over Mr. Compress. Mr. Compress being confused, as this is when Deku would rush in and land on Mr. Compress. This making Mr. Compress drop the marble that contains Todoroki, with Deku yelling, "Where is Kachan?" Dobby saying, "Who the hell's Kachan?" Compress! As he raised his hand towards Deku and fired a wave of cremation towards him, with Mr. Compress compressing himself into a marble. But to everyone's surprise, Deku just rushed right into the cremation, him appearing right in front of, well, Dobby, him saying, "Sorry, I'm immune to fire," him punching Dobby in the face as he grabs his wrist and throw him towards a tree, with both Twice and Toga rushing in to punch, or should I say stab Deku. Toga saying, "If fire doesn't work, how about stabbing?" Her jamming her knife into Deku's face, while Twice is using his measuring tape to slice off Deku's legs. Deku, without flinching, would have just grabbed Toga's face and smashed her into the ground while saying, basically, no, him regenerating his legs as he stand back on the ground and, well, fire a bolt of black lightning straight towards Twice, with Twice creating a clone right in front of him and blocking the attack. Him jumping over the clone that was just, well, killed by Deku, he would have again tried to slash away at Deku, this proving to be ineffective since Deku just grabbed Twice's measuring tape and pulls Twice towards himself, him grabbing Twice's face and shocking him. This is when he feels another knife go straight through his, well, stomach. Deku looking back to see Toga with her knife through his own stomach. This is when Toga would grab Deku's legs and try to make him fall down onto the ground. This actually working as Deku would have been, well, thrown onto the ground. Him getting back up as this is when Dobby would fire another wave of cremation towards Deku. Deku would have tried to rush in towards Dobby, but whenever he stepped forward, he stepped on something and broke it. Him feeling that and looking back down to see, well, Todoroki. Him being confused as Dobby's cremation would come closer and closer, with Deku putting his hand right in front of himself and using gluttony, as whenever Dobby sees that Deku just used gluttony, he would immediately dodge out of the way, with Gluttony going straight past Dobby. Now, this is when a portal would appear right in the middle of this, well, battle, with Nomus coming out from that portal and attacking Todoroki and Deku. And while the Nomus are fighting Todoroki and Deku, Dobby and the rest of the villains would have gone straight through the portal. Deku, seeing that the villains are escaping the battlefield, he would get, well, angry, as Deku would create more slime around his entire body, him scattering those slimes in every direction, with those slimes each using Predator and eating all of the Nomus that are surrounding Deku, as Deku would see Dobby going through the portal with Bakugo in his hands, with Dobby leaving through the portal with Bakugo before Deku can do anything else. this is when Deku would have dropped to the ground, feeling that he just felt Bakugo, him smashing his hand into the ground. Now, this is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. They'll be amazing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!